Good afternoon, family and friends, on this first day of spring. Even though it may not feel that way outside, we had some rain this morning, but at least the sun is coming out now. But spring officially began this morning at 5:01, when hopefully most of us were still in bed sleeping. But now we get into the spring weather. It's interesting, though, that sometimes they talk about March coming in like a lion and going out like a lamb. Well, parts of our country, it's just the reverse. We have parts of the country having severe snowstorms and tornadoes and hurricanes. So things sort of got a little reversed this year in parts of the country. But spring is here. Spring is here. But it's a wonderful time. You know, I hope you had a wonderful time in celebrating St. Patrick's Day or St. Joseph Day yesterday, depending upon what your family does. I know I had a wonderful time with my family on St. Patrick's Day, and even the previous weekend with friends and family in New York City celebrating St. Patrick. You know, I sometimes joke with people. One of my classmates from seminary, Father Sam, who's a priest in the Diocese of Trenton, I remember once asking him, because he's of Italian background, I said, "Sam, do you celebrate St. Patrick's Day?" And he said to me, "Oh, yes, we do. That's the first day of the 3-day Triduum in honor of St. Joseph." So we had St. Patrick on Monday, we had St. Joseph yesterday, Wednesday. But it's interesting, I had to remind people at Mass yesterday morning that St. Joseph Day, because it has what we call the rank of a solemnity, is not part of Lent. You know, our feast days have different levels. The highest one is a solemnity, followed by a feast, followed by a memorial, followed by an optional memorial. And solemnities must be celebrated. And if by chance a solemnity falls on Sunday, within, say, Lent, Advent, or Easter, or Christmas, then it has to be transferred to another day. And when you transfer it, it's still a solemnity. So we have two during the Lenten season. You know, as you know, the Sundays of Lent are also not part of the Lenten discipline, because every Sunday is considered a day of resurrection. And so whatever you might have given up or were doing special for Lent, you don't have to do that on Sunday, because Sundays are not part of Lent. But it also applies to the two solemnities that we observe during the Lenten season. Yesterday, St. Joseph Day, and next Tuesday we'll celebrate the solemnity of the Annunciation of the Blessed Virgin Mary, the Annunciation of the Lord, where we'll celebrate Mary becoming pregnant. Christmas is only a couple months away after that. But those solemnities are not part of the Lenten journey. So again, whatever you might have done or giving up, especially during the Lenten season, you don't have to worry about that on St. Joseph Day yesterday or Annunciation Day next week. That's just the way our calendar falls. I also want to take an opportunity to thank the Knights of Columbus for the two events we had this past weekend. It was a busy weekend. The fish fry on Friday evening and the St. Patrick celebration on Saturday. Both were wonderfully attended, huge successes, a lot of fun. Unfortunately, I didn't win the 50-50 or I didn't win any of the tricky trays, but it was still a nice time to get people together and families together and friends together to celebrate St. Patrick, and also to observe the Lenten fish fry, which is always very popular every year. So those were good times. And this past Sunday, for the Ecumenical Roundtable for the Jubilee year, this year of hope, you know, we were hosting the one for Passaic County, and we probably had about 50 or 60 people here Sunday afternoon listening to various presentations, one by an Episcopal priest, a friend of mine, one by a Methodist pastor, and also a Catholic presentation. And it was good to hear these presentations to see what are the things that we can do together as a Christian community that we should not be doing separately. That's really what ecumenism is all about, the ecumenical movement. And so last Sunday, we hosted the one for Passaic County. This coming Sunday, they'll have the same ecumenical roundtable, except it'll be at St. Peter's and Parsippany for Morris County. And the following Sunday, it'll be at Our Lady of the Lake in Sparta for Sussex County. It's a wonderful opportunity to bring people together of various faith traditions to celebrate this year of Jubilee. And also, we looked at the 1700th anniversary of the Nicene Creed, which is common to all the Christian denominations around the world. And we even talked a little bit about coming together for that common date of Easter that we're still working towards. So it was a busy weekend. This is another week to celebrate Lent. And this weekend, we'll see you here at Our Lady of the Valley or Holy Cross as we now move into the third week of Lent. You know, it's moving very, very quickly, and the next, Easter will be upon us. So enjoy this weather, get ready for this weekend, and hopefully we'll see you. Thanks for listening.